Thank you so much, Karen, for the logistics, and Hannah for being a care person, and to the whole community of all of you for being here to the Wilds Beyond gathering. I'm so grateful to be able to share this space with you and to dance to the beat of her heart, which is something that I'm really I'm stretching into as a dancer and as a practitioner of interplay, which is the practice we're going to get to play with today. I've been just wanting to be curious about what happens when we really tap into the body wisdom in service to what Mother Earth wants to say, and in remembrance of our sacred connection to all life and to our original instructions as stewards on this planet. And so I'm here to play and experiment this with you and learn alongside you. In no way am I an expert, but more a facilitator. I just want to welcome all of you and all parts of you here, all the parts of you that are really excited and all the parts of you that are a bit nervous and uncertain, and parts of you that are zoomed out, and the parts of you that are like really excited to see all these faces. Just welcoming all of you. Thank you for you. And I just want to invite us to take a couple of deep breaths in together. So just invite you to fill your lungs up really big and release it with a sigh. So take a deep breath in. Let's do that again. Let's do that one more time and really let that sigh wander if you'd like. Beautiful. I just want to invite you to shake out a hand. Shake out another hand. Yeah, and shake out a foot. And another foot. And shake out your whole body. You shake out your head. Shake out your voice. Take another deep breath and let it out with a sigh. Just want to invite you to bring your hands to your heart, just to connect to the beating of your sacred heart in the center of your chest. Just taking a moment just to acknowledge this beautiful organ in your own way, to bow to this part of yours. And all the work it does to think and to send blood and oxygen throughout your whole body. Inviting you now to bring your awareness down your torso, down your hips and your legs, to the soles of your feet. And just to take a couple of deep breaths into your feet. And to feel those root systems, just like the trees, growing from the soles of your feet down through all of the trauma and all the pain and all the suffering on the earth and going down deeper, deeper, deeper to the heart of Mother Earth, to that sacred center of our planet. And I want to just invite you just to feel that beating heart at the core of our planet Earth. And place a hand back on your chest and see if you can feel the two hearts beating as one. That eternal connection that is always there between us and the earth body. Inviting you now, when you're ready, to just extend your branches up to the sky world, your arms reaching up. Maybe your eyesight wants to also look upwards, and just to connect to the star beings, to the moon, to the sun, to the celestial beings above, to the universes upon universes that we are a part of, beyond our reach, always there. And to bring our hands back to our heart, to this place of connection between the earth and the sky, this human walk that we are in. And just to bow in honor. And I here am in Jojage, unceded Mohawk territory, also known as Montreal. And I just want to give thanks and honor to this sweet Mother Earth for holding us up each and every day, and at this time, for giving us our nourishment and our strength and our life. And to all the star beings for their guidance, their bright lights, to the ancestors for guiding the way and for the work that has been done before us and that will happen after us. Give thanks. And invite you in your own way to give thanks to the land upon which your feet are now. Either non-verbally or verbally, I welcome you, whatever way comes. Thank you. Just taking a moment, if you want to just make a point of connection with your body. Wherever your body might need some touch right now, just place a hand. Finding another point of connection in your body. And just inviting you, if you want to just take a moment to check in with all of your skin. Just to bring your hands over all of your skin, just to wake up your body. Say hello, I love you. Thank you. to this territory that you live in. Beautiful, thank you. Now I just want to invite you, if you'd like to just introduce yourself in the chat. Imagining that we're all in a circle and that we're all in this beautiful connection space together. Just to introduce ourselves by saying our name, our pronouns we prefer, and where on planet Earth we are right now. I'm typing as I speak. And one word to describe how you're feeling in this moment. And we'll just take a moment just to take it in. Welcome, all of you. Beautiful. So nice to see so many people from different directions here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I just want to share, as those continue to come in, I just want to share these agreements that I like and has come from a community I'm a part of called the Jam. I just want to share them with us now, just to build a container that feels safe enough that we can be able to come as we are and respect and support each other. And so our agreements for today are that one person will speak at a time, that we'll share from the I. We'll use I language just to acknowledge our authentic voice in what we share, that I can only speak for myself. We're going to respect confidentiality. So, of course, the learnings that come from your own experience, we want them to travel far and wide, and people's individual stories stay here. Honor yourself and others, especially because this is a movement-based workshop, play shop. Please, your body is your guide. If I invite us to move a hand and that hand doesn't feel good about moving, it doesn't want to, please honor that. Your body is your greatest teacher here, so please follow that. And let's honor one another in our time as witnesses and as listeners. Yeah, we're gonna listen deeply to one another, imagining that our heart is, our ears are in our heart, or our heart is in our ears, or, you know, really listening deeply from the heart. And just honoring that we're all here as learners and we're all here as teachers, myself included, 1000%. And so let's be in that space of sharing and learning together. Thank you. Are there any, just invite if there's any questions about that, just to share in the chat. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. Before we get into doing some movement, I just want to share a little bit, a tiny bit of framing about this workshop. And just to acknowledge how much colonization has really separated us from our bodies, from one another, and from the land. And that part of this time of reconnection, this time that many Indigenous peoples on the lands that I live have prophesied about, this time of coming back together. It is on all levels, on the level of coming back to mind, body, heart, spirit, and with one another across our divides and with the earth. And that this separation is one of the greatest illusions that we've bought into, that we're actually separate from the earth, or that our minds can separate from the body, or that we can actually be separate from each other, even though we are different, you know. And so I'm really curious about, like, if the body remembers everything, like the water has memory and has the ability to retain knowledge from the beginning of time, and we are 70% water, and this is also, we know traumas passed through the generations, that the body holds so much knowledge and wisdom, not only about what needs to be healed and cleared from our collective conscious, of what is no longer serving, what we need to compost, but also towards what we already know so deeply in our bones, because our ancestors have practiced ways of being in right relationship, in alignment with the original instructions of being stewards of the earth for millennia. And so my curiosity is what happens if we can tap into the body wisdom and engage there for a source of wisdom on how do we as individuals walk forward as in our role as stewards. And, you know, the Haudenosaunee people where I live have talked so much about the original instructions, and that each of us were whispered before we came down to this earth plane to say, this is your role, and that we have also forgotten. And we are in a time of waking up and remembering. So remembering our membranes in our bodies is part of the invitation here. And so really, how do we walk forward in that remembrance of our sacred connection to all of life, and as stewards to the plants and animals, and to one another, of course, as animals as well. And so towards that end, I just want to invite us to unmute ourselves, and just to take a moment just to call in any of the guides that you wish to be with you on this journey of inquiry today. They can be from your ancestry, they can be from your from the earth elements. That happens with the unmuting, isn't it? The reverberation. Well, I wonder if it can be done. I'm not sure. We'll see. Some of us are muted, I see. So even if we are muted, I think it's valid, and just to in simultaneous recitation, incantation, just to name, call in your guides and the elements that you wish to be with. You can say them or put them in the chat. We'll just take a minute here. You can take a deep breath.
Gracias por estar conmigo hoy. Quiero también llamar a mi espíritu animal que me acompaña, siempre el murciélago, y siempre Rafa está presente. Muchas gracias a todos.
Spirits of the ocean.
Bringing the rock people.
Thank you, and just breathing all of that in. Thank you. May it be so. So we're going to do a little body warm up right now. So So I invite you to find a place to start. You can stay seated, you can stand up. I'm gonna stand up so I can engage my whole body. You're welcome to turn off your video at any time to dance off screen. If you want, you can also pin my video. If you wanna go to my square and the top three little on the top right, you can click down and pin so that you can see the body shapes I'm making to follow. And of course, like I said, your body is your guide. So if what I say doesn't resonate with what you want to do what your body wants to do. So I'm just gonna, please let me know also if you don't hear my voice because of the sound of the music, if it's too loud. Yeah, just taking a deep breath in here, friends. And just shake your body spirit down. Reaching up tall to the sky. Leaning over to the side. Arms wide to the side. Give yourself a big hug. Rolling over as far as you dare to go. Releasing your arms. Thank you. Opening your chest in one direction, acknowledging that direction. Coming in towards your spine. Opening to the another direction. Curling in.
Bringing me back to life. You're bringing me back to life.
off the spot. Let yourself
Bringing me back to life. Bringing me back to life. I walk on the line that you wrote in the sand. Myself in your hands to breathe.
now we're gonna do some
Bringing
thrusting.
me back to life.
Throw some rainbows around this world.
Bringing me back to life.
Feel free to vocalize.
I walk on the line that you wrote in the sand. Myself in your hands to breathe. Bringing me back to life. Bringing me back to life.
Beautiful. Keep thrusting.
How I am blessed
Around.
today and every day.
Bring it up.
Now that your light is in my heart, I
Healing
shall
your muscles.
and thirst no more.
Strengthen your body. Bring in some points of stillness.
I walk on the line that you wrote in the sand. Myself in your hands to breathe. Bringing me back to life. Bringing me back to
Making a
life.
shape with your whole body.
I walk on the line that you wrote
Make
in the
another
sand.
shape.
Put myself in your hands completely.
Making another shape.
You're bringing me back to life.
Continue making
I
some
walk
shapes at your
on the
own
line
pace.
that you wrote in the sand. Put myself in your hands completely. You're bringing me back to life. You're bringing me back to life.
Find your final shape. Just hold that shape. And breathe as you hold. Beautiful, beautiful. You can relax. And I just want to do a little vocal warm up with you. So we're going to just play for 30 seconds with the movement of one hand and your voice. So we're all on mute, so it's all good. You can make whatever sound comes, just let it come. Take a deep breath in. Ah. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm just taking a moment just to have that for yourself. And Before we move on to the next, I just want to invite any noticing that came up for you in that warm-up, in the movement. You can write them in the chat, and it would be great to if there was someone who wanted to share vocally. Yeah. If you do want to share, please just go ahead and unmute yourself. Something that came up for you that you just want to notice. Yeah.
I noticed that as I was moving around the garden, the vegetables were talking to me and wanting to dance with me.
Wow. Thank you for sharing, Brenda. Beautiful thing to notice. Yeah. Any other noticings that want to be shared vocally? We'll take one more. Yeah.
I found it quite interesting how changing the direction of where the body was facing was a very different feeling.
That's a good thing to notice. Oh, beautiful. Just taking a moment to read what folks are writing in the chat as well. Thank you so much for sharing. So I would love to invite us to explore what reconnecting with Mother Earth looks like to us. And I wanted to explore that through shape and stillness. And so I'm inviting you either from the place that you are sitting or standing up to make a shape with your body, any shape. Beautiful. And make another shape. And another shape. Yeah. And now for 30 seconds or so, just practice, just go from shape to shape. And notice how sometimes, just play with what it's like to sometimes move really slowly into a shape and sometimes moving really fast. Now playing with holding shapes, sometimes for a long time, sometimes for a short time. Beautiful. Just taking a deep breath. So I'm going to put on a piece of music, and I'd like to invite you to play with shapes and stillness on the theme of reconnecting with Mother Earth. And you know, in Interplay we have this practice called easy focus, and it's really about, you know, not holding the intentions too tight here, and not leading so hard with the mental focuser of the brain, but rather just trusting you've heard that intention, reconnecting with Mother Earth, and now just let your body do what it wants to do. So I invite you to find a place to begin. either seated or standing or lying down. Also, just knowing that your witness is also very, very loved and appreciated. Taking a deep breath in. Just taking a moment to have that for yourself. Thank you. Taking your time to be where you need to be. The time for noticing now what came up from that. And so I invite you to share in the chat. I also want to take a few verbal shares, and personally I feel like it's sometimes helpful to just even like write down a few things that came up that can be really powerful too. So just want to invite some noticing. Is there anyone that wants to share what came up for them? You can unmute yourself and go ahead. It may not even just be for you. It could be that one of us needs to hear it. And so that's also why we notice.
I found when we were dancing or making shapes for Mother Earth, every movement became so much more reverent. Like there was the line between Mother Earth and myself disappeared.
Thank you, Heather. Powerful. I felt the plants moving through me and my body becoming a plant moving towards the sun. Thank you for sharing, Christopher. Anything else you want to notice about that movement, what came up?
I'll share.
Thank you.
I have been very active in my participation in this conference, and so I haven't been moving and dancing as much, and it's part of who I am and my work. I'm a dancer, and so it's really special to be able to participate and be moving and connecting in this way. Feels my body is saying thank you, because my body is not being as well tended with her need to move, and that's my fault. I believe we can move during the sessions. I felt that I should be sitting or I'm distracting, but I can just turn my video off, so that's a little learning for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. I see you wonder, noticing the sensations and my fingers touching wall and floor, made shapes in that small fingertip space. Are there any other noticings that want to be shared with the wider group about what it might look like to reconnect with Mother Earth from your body's knowledge?
I'll share my experience if I may. So I was moving and I felt, I just kept getting this sense, come out and lay on the ground, like come out and connect with me. And so I walked just right out my door and laid down prone on the grass. And this phrase that's been coming to me over the last 18 months is let yourself sink into the landscape and kin will love you. And so, and then your words came to me from the beginning, and I imagined myself sinking, into the landscape and sinking through, I think you said like the pain of the, all of the pain and the struggle, and down into the core. And in the core was where, my body was just doing, in the imaginal realm, all the things that I think at my age now, my body can't do. So I just sat with that, laid with that for a little while, and then heard your voice, and so started to get up, and the earth was like, not so fast, you need to bring yourself back up to the surface. And so I had to wait to imagine myself coming from the core back up to the layers, to come and then come back in here. So thank you.
Thank you, Abbott, for sharing. Beautiful. Is there another burning share that wants to come out vocally? Get a bit more space. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for those sharings in the chat. So I do want to actually invite us to lie down or to sit down, to find a comfortable place just to rest for a moment. Yeah, just allowing your body to relax wherever it is. Taking a deep breath in and letting it out with a sigh. Just feeling yourself held up by sweet, sweet Mother Earth, who's always got your back. Like letting your limbs be limber, soft, releasing the tension. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze or keep them open. Just relax. And just connect to your breathing here. And I just want to invite you to take a journey. Just to bring attention to your feet and imagine that they're walking somewhere. Just follow them. Yeah, just go wherever they're going. They're taking you to a special spot on Mother Earth. Go with them. Yeah. Begin to notice where you are. What does it look like? Where are you curious to go? Let your feet follow. Let your feet lead. Take in the sounds and the smells, the sensation, what the breath of the earth, what the air might feel like on your skin. When you found a place that calls your name, please have a rest there. You just sit down or lie down. Take a couple of deep breaths here, just to tune to this earth spot. If you feel called, I invite you to invite you just to have a little conversation with this earth spot. And to ask this earth spot to tell you, what do you need right now? What do you, Mother Earth, need right now? And just listen without judgment to the words that or the sensations. It may come in a visual form too. It may just come in a feeling. Just listen. What sweet mother do you need right now? How can I be of service to you? Please show me how I can play my role here on the planet at this time. Just listen without judgment. And continue breathing. Perhaps you have a question you'd like to ask the Earth Mother this time. Please feel free. And feeling the eternal love from the Earth as she shows you some insights. Giving her thanks for these wisdom teachings. And if you're feeling, when you're ready, you can begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And if you're not ready, please stay exactly where you are. And for those who are feeling the next, I welcome you to scribe some of what you've heard in your notebook to capture that for yourself to remember. Yeah. Just taking a few minutes here just to take some harvest of that. And just to even just notice it for yourself. If the words are not flowing on paper, that's okay. Just take some time to notice and integrate whatever came in your own way. Taking another minute or two here. Beautiful. Yeah, and thank you for Margaret for sharing that in the chat. If anyone is complete with their writing as we allow our friends to finish for the moment, maybe if you feel called to write anything in the chat that came up that you feel juicy to share, you're welcome. And so aware that some people are complete and some people are still writing. I want to invite those who would like to go into a breakout room with two other people, and we're gonna invite this game called I Can Talk About, and I'm gonna ask Erin and Hannah to demonstrate it with me. And essentially we go around the circle, completing the sentence I can talk about, and just allowing whatever comes to come, so not preparing it. And in this case, we can do it on what we noticed, what came out of that meditation, and anything else that comes. So essentially it goes like this: I can talk about sitting by the ocean.
I can talk about mud in between my toes.
I can talk about the hotness in my hands that I felt all week.
I can talk about hearing the voices of trust and slow down.
I can talk about trees and forests holding me up.
I can talk about curving slowly like the branches.
Beautiful. And so that, my friends, is a little demonstration of what you'll be invited to now do in breakout rooms. And so we're going to take about 5 minutes or 4 minutes to do the I can talk about, and then about 4 minutes to notice amongst yourselves in your group anything that came up from that. And again, just trusting yourself to notice from what came from the meditation, but also anything that comes, not to think about it. And of course, it's an invitation, so if you don't wish to join the breakout rooms, you can hang back with me, and that's absolutely okay. Deep breath in. Beautiful. Just inviting us to come back into video. Bringing a hand to our hearts and a hand-to-hand connection with one another, and in the glory and honor of each of our sacred dances and each of our sacred roles as stewards of this beautiful, beautiful planet Earth. I just want to honor and bow down to each of you for being a teacher and a learner and a beautiful being of light to this planet. Thank you for you. And I would love to do so much more with you. I'd love to hear about everything that came up for you in that. And just want to give some space just to share in a way, like maybe simultaneously a closing word or a sound or a gesture or a couple of words or a couple of sounds or a couple of gestures, just to express how we're feeling at this time, and anything that we need to say to leave in a good way. And I will stay back for another few minutes if anyone wants. But maybe we just take some time, and you can notice in the chat, of course, too, but just to take a deep breath and just to say what you need to say, voice it out. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I invite you to unmute yourself. Yeah. And if there's any shares, maybe we can take one or two just vocal shares of closing, noticing, gratitude. I would love to hear.
I'd love to share. Thank you so much, Rehana, and everyone. I was just waking up when this was beginning, and kept my video off and was participating, but my video off. And then I don't know, Earth Mother was just sharing, like, just be a participant. Be a participant. So I turned on my video for this last video sharing, dance sharing, and I think it goes much beyond this workshop of what be a participant really means to me. So thank you so much for calling my body in and calling all of our bodies in. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassandra. Beautiful.
Satsukamati. Gratitude and thank you. Mother Earth was so happy that we were connecting. And it brings me joy personally, but I could also feel the Great Mother's joy too.
Oh, thank you for sharing that, Brenda. It means a lot. Yeah. And I'm going to invite us into just take a moment just to fill our hands with some kisses. And then go ahead and just put them all over yourself. Put them all over yourself. Yeah. Oh, so good. Oh. Okay, and let's do it again. Let's fill up our cup with some more kisses. And let's blow them all over each other. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Thank you all so very much. Thank you. Oh, love you so much, and I hope to cross paths with you again soon somewhere in the ether.
Rehana, can we share anything about you in the chat, website or a way to contact you?
Oh yeah, sure.
Great. And And Rehana is an excellent facilitator as well, and I highly recommend her work in every way. Thank you
I've got
so much for being here.
I've got the date.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys.
of course. Yeah, thank you so much for being here with us, Rehana. And all of you, you literally have stunned me with your beauty, and it's been beautiful.
Karen, your audio's coming in funky.
Yeah, it's the internet.
Well, all the best to you all. Walk well.